Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Sagittarius energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because people have free will. Some people harness high vibe Sagittarius energy. You know, they wrap their brain around this game of life and they stand up for themselves and they educate themselves to see the truth. And they move forward in life. Life's an adventure to be lived. Not everything's going to work out the way we wish it would have, but we have lessons to learn. And when you harness high vibe Sagittarius, you're motivated and inspired to learn the lesson so that you can keep moving forward in life, enjoying your life, believing in your dreams. And then some people are more motivated by the world. And they're more inspired thinking, if I have the money or the status or indulge in the things of the world, that'll make me happy. And sometimes it's just because they haven't grown up and they got to grow up first, and then they'll maybe be more motivated and inspired by love. And then there's other people that are just kind of immature players and they have no interest to wrap their brain around this game of life. And, you know, because that takes work and effort. You have to heal from past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs. And some people just figure, again, kind of, maybe that I'll use my charm or my sexuality or my looks or whatever I got in order to get people to be in a relationship and indulge me in my fear or my insecurity or my ego or my lust or my greed. So we all harness Sagittarius energy. So whether you're a Sagittarius or not, listen to your intuition about where you are in the story and how you harness your Sagittarius energy, and listen to your intuition about how other people harness their Sagittarius energy. The overarching reason for the reading, for the people who see the truth, the Leo Sun card is about being illuminated to the truth. The truth is what sets us free to quit repeating an old pattern and an old way of living life, to move forward in life, you know, to go to the next level, just like we did when we were young. We went from age 15 to age 18, 21, 25, and we had to put away some of our more immature ways of being. We needed to grow up. We needed to face our fears, and we needed to kind of like love and believe in ourselves that we could do it. And the high vibe people have been illuminated to the truth, and they've learned that in order to set yourself free, it takes work and effort. Three of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. Shadowy Capricorn energy is represented by the devil, which kind of represents our shadow nature. If we're immature and impulsive and selfish and greedy and self-centered and egotistical and defensive and petty and envious and jealous, yeah, we're planting bad seeds, right? It's going to be hard to grow a loving, abundant, just, and fair relationship with people if that's the seeds that we plant. So high vibe Capricorn is about, you know, it can represent our worldly nature because Capricorn is earth sign energy, and we have our dualistic nature. We have our more worldly nature, which is our more like immature, beastly nature. But we have the free will choice to look at life from a higher perspective and be illuminated to the truth that we don't have to be like an animal in the world. We don't have to treat other people like animals, and we don't have to let other people treat us like animals. We have the free will to elevate ourselves out of our more worldly, beastly nature, to choose love, to choose enlightenment. The sun is Leo energy and high vibe. It's that I choose, I make the free will choice because I have this dualistic nature within me. I free willingly choose to put in the work and effort to free me from my more shadowy Leo energy of ego, to be illuminated to the truth that it's about loving my worldly nature, offering myself love and compassion and forgiveness for the mistakes I've made. You know, this game of life is challenging. You know, we got a lot of lessons to learn. And to offer love and peace and compassion to the people in my past, I let them go. I want to be free. I want to be free to work together with others in love, being authentically myself, to be bold and brave enough in my Leo energy and inspired by my Sagittarius energy to be free. High vibe energy is about being free because the devil's about restricting you and confining you and imprisoning you and enslaving you. And if we learn the lesson that when I live my life like that and I act immature or impulsive or, take action in my life that isn't loving and respectful and encouraging and supportive to myself, I'm listening to my own shadow nature. And then those are the type of people I'm probably going to align with in the world. Other people who are aligned with their shadow natures, like dating the devil. And we're going to learn some really difficult lessons that we got on the wrong path, which, it all serves a purpose. So there's a key on either side. Nothing's wasted in the universe. We all learn lessons from each other. We can see other people drive their life off into the ditch and like, wow, I was almost tempted to do that. No, I'm not going to do that because I saw how that worked out for them. And I see that, we're either a good example or a bad example to other people in the world. Nothing is wasted. But high vibe people have chosen, I want to be free to live my authentic life. I don't want to be enslaved to my fear and my insecurity and my more immature, indulgent, prideful, jealous, envious, revengeful, shadowy nature. I want to be free to live my life. I'm going to let other people fight amongst themselves. I choose peace and love and justice and fairness. And I choose to be a life-giving energy in the world. I'm going to go treat other people with love and respect, and I'm going to go find the people who are in that same energy, who want to work together with me in that energy. And I might come across people who I offer love and respect and kindness and compassion to, and they might not want to work with me because that's not where they're at. Maybe they got some lessons to learn. Maybe it kind of illuminates their own fears and insecurities because they might harness and align with their more worldly, shadowy nature. And sometimes people don't like that, right? The saying that your light irritates their demons. Some people will be jealous and envious and competitive with high vibe people because you're not limited and restricted by the same things that they are. And it all has to do with our underlying philosophy of life of the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. How do we view the world? How do we view ourselves? How do we view others? How do we view relationships? If we align with our more egoic, worldly nature, we're going to want to be in relationships, probably with other people who view life that same way. If we align with our more loving, hopeful, believing nature, and we like being in just and fair and balanced and loving relationships, high vibe Taurus, where people act with character and integrity, discipline their more selfish nature to work cooperatively in workplaces and friendships and relationships and marriages. Those are the people we're going to want to work with. Shadowy Taurus is people who might be more stubborn and prideful and more about ego and image in the world. I want people to look up to me and admire me. I want to have these things in the world so that people want to work with me because of the status and the image that I have. And then I want to be in a relationship with them because of the status and the image that they have, or because of their looks, or, it's all this kind of more how it appears to other people in the world. Not really because you're operating from love and acting with character and integrity. It might be more because you're motivated by your ego, and it's good for your ego and your image and your status to work with those people. And I think that is the end conclusion of the reading. And the card underneath that is the Gemini card of the Lovers. Gemini energy has to do with, and it's a dualistic sign, which aspect of myself am I going to align with? I do have this dualistic nature. Which one am I going to align with that I think I can work with, that I'll like enjoy, that I think I can manifest my dreams into reality? Some people choose love. And some people are like, I get hurt doing that. I don't know if I'll have the money and the status and the image. I think I'll do the world, and I'll align and work with the world. I'm sure I'll love it. But I think this world is all about learning lessons And I think they'll end up being illuminated to the truth that they should have chosen love. Because if we choose the things of the world, the world is here for us to enjoy. And we're supposed to go enjoy the world and the things of the world. But we're supposed to do it from a place of love, not in place of love. And when we make the things of the world more important than love, and we think those are the things that are going to make us happy, like drinking this, eating that, blah, 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 getting in a relationship, that's the answer to all my problems. We give those things too much power in our life, and that's like the devil. We give things other than loving and believing in ourselves more power in our life, and sometimes people abuse a position of power that they have in our life. Oh, do you not love and believe in yourself? Perfect, let's date. Oh, are you kind of prideful and egotistical and materialistic that basically you'd stay in a relationship with me for those reasons? So basically, kind of I could do whatever I want in the relationship? Perfect, let's get married. And the whole thing is to realize and to be illuminated who in the world is motivated and inspired to be authentic and loving and warm and just and fair and balanced and truthful and act with character and integrity, willing to work with you cooperatively, and who to be illuminated to the fact that not everybody operates from that foundation. They could try to present themselves as being someone like that, but it's more about operating from their worldly nature, their fear, their insecurity, their pride and ego. And eventually you end up becoming illuminated to the truth. So we start out the reading with the Two of Cups, which also I view the Two of Cups as kind of like, what do I align with within myself? Because the way I read tarot is that the masculine figures can represent how we present ourselves to the world, and we can all present ourselves any way we want. I'm stable, I'm grounded, I'm just, I'm fair, I'm loving, and emotionally, that can be a lie. So the Queens in tarot can give us a clue to people's emotional state. There's some people who are kind of in love with themselves, because that would be our shadowy nature. I'm fearful, I'm insecure, I don't want to go out there, I could get hurt. I'm egotistical and self-centered and all about myself. If you get in a relationship with people and you try to create the illusion that you're a just and fair and loving person, but you're not, well, that would be someone who's kind of full of themselves in a way, right? I think I can manipulate these people into thinking I'm something that I'm not. And I love me more than I am loving the idea of being in an open, authentic relationship with someone. It's more about me protecting myself or being in my ego or full of myself. And I don't think I have to be an authentic person in a relationship. I can let my false persona, my ego, run my life. And so it's kind of more, we could probably look at why isn't everybody open and honest and authentic and loving and open and giving to receiving love? Probably because they've been hurt before. So we could probably look at it as fear is the underlying factor in people. And so out of their fear, they're very protective of themselves. And then that can manifest itself in lots of different ways, like to the extreme of narcissism. So this card is telling us and is going to talk about what the truth is. There's some people in the world who want to have some new beginnings with some people. Some of them, because it'd be good for their ego and their image and maybe their stability. And other people because they think they're people that they'd act with character and integrity and are open and honest and authentic and loving, and they don't have any intention to try to manipulate and control them. But the other people who are living more from their mind than their heart, it is all about trying to emotionally manipulate people to do what they want without them having to illuminate the truth of their foundation. Some of those people that want to be in a relationship with some people don't know what the truth is, though, about the people they're dealing with, because it's kind of hidden, you know. Some people want to be in a relationship with someone. You know, the Two of Cups is Cancer energy. I want to be in a relationship with that person. I think they would be loving. Or I think they're aligned and love the same things I love. What some of the shadowy people don't know about the loving people is that the loving people have learned lessons in life. And they are harnessing high vibe Leo energy. They are listening to their intuition. Two cards of intuition, the Queen of Wands and the Moon card. I am listening to my intuition to guide me. The Moon card can talk about, I can't see everything clearly because, again, people can present themselves any way they want to in the world. But I have a superpower, and that's to listen to my intuition and not get in my ego and get emotionally confused by appearances, you know? Because there's people in the world who, well, let's finish with the high vibe people. The high vibe people listen to their intuition. They're willing to step outside their comfort zone into unknown territory where they can't see everything clearly. To listen to their intuition, to go through periods of their life, even though they don't know what's coming next. They don't have an interest in repeating an old pattern. They're moving forward. Two cards of Pisces energy. I'm going to connect in with my emotions and my intuition and love to guide me. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to look to the past and ignore my intuition because I'm in shadowy Leo energy of my ego. I'm not going to go repeat an old pattern of the past. I'm not going to be tempted by my worldly nature that wants to be in control of my life. You know, we have this dualistic nature, but only one aspect of ourselves can be in the driver's seat of our life. Our shadow nature wants to be in the driver's seat of our life. Come on. Let's go get the things that we want. Don't listen to your intuition. Don't believe in love. Let's go play. It's our more immature nature. Our more immature, indulgent nature. And just some people have done that enough where it's like, you know, it doesn't work out the way I think it's going to work out. When I indulge in my more shadowy nature and I'm not seeing things clearly in the Moon card because we have lessons to learn in life. And again, we can take people more on face value. We have hope and faith and belief in our dreams, and we have lessons to learn. So we will be drawn and attracted to getting into relationships with people because we have lessons to learn. We're not ready to have our divine inheritance and the life of our dreams if we haven't grown up and matured ourselves. So we got to learn some lessons in life. And some of the people who already kind of turned their back on listening to their intuition and kind of could have let their judgment get clouded by love, you know, letting your heart run your life off into the ditch. There was someone they were attracted to that they wanted to be in a relationship with. And for some of those, when we did that, it didn't work out the way we thought it would work out with the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups feels like you missed an emotional opportunity, that the people you got in a relationship with, they haven't dealt with their past pain and heartbreak, maybe realized you hadn't dealt with your past pain and heartbreak, that everybody was kind of defensive to love, and maybe everybody had lessons to learn about loving themselves instead of looking outside of themselves for someone or something to be the answer, just to be left disappointed because we hadn't learned the lesson yet that we were supposed to learn to love ourselves and stand up for ourselves in our Sagittarius energy, that instead of being defensive to loving ourselves, we went and got in relationships maybe with other people who had some of the same kind of woundings that we had in the world. And it could have worked out okay for some people if both people are willing to take that cup of love to love themselves, to heal from those relationships that didn't work out in the past. And instead of being defensive to love, They stand up for love. And those would be people who are illuminated to the truth. And they're working cooperatively together in a relationship based on love. And there's some people in the world that are doing that right now. There's some people who, in their ego, could kind of be jealous of those people that seem to have a loving, nurturing relationship. And they might try to create the illusion that, hey, I want to make you a love offer. Don't you feel like you missed an opportunity in love with me in the past? And if the people they make that offer to start to maybe focus more on a relationship of the past than defending the relationship they're currently in, because if you are in a relationship that's loving, why would you be tempted by someone else? The Queen of Wands represents the other man, the other woman, and part of it is, I don't know, I would guess it would be because kind of defensive to love. The Queen of Cups can talk about being in a mutually loving relationship. Again, if we haven't healed from our past pain and heartbreak, we could reject loving people in our life because we haven't learned to love ourselves. So we kind of reject loving ourselves. And we haven't dealt with those relationships, wounds of the past. And then I think subconsciously we can kind of be drawn to people who might remind us of people who rejected us in the past. They could be the person who rejected us in the past, or they just remind us of someone in our life subconsciously. It wouldn't even probably be illuminated to us till later that, oh my gosh, the reason I was tempted to go get in a relationship with that person was because there was something in my foundation, in my past, that could have been buried beneath the surface. You know, we all grow up in families and stuff where, you know, we could feel like the people in our life that we didn't maybe have the just and fair and really loving and balanced and encouraging and supportive relationship we would have wanted. And so then if we kind of haven't dealt with those issues, and again, they can be really buried underneath the surface, which is what the moon card talks about, we can get drawn and attracted to going and getting in relationships with people because it is something about them, their traits or their characteristics or the way they live their life. They could, well, it could be a lot of things. I'm sure you can run the gamut of it. You know, one example would be like, say if you had a parent that was really reckless and wild, you might want to like, this time I'm going to get in a relationship with someone like that. And this time they're going to pick me. They're going to love me enough to heal that past wound. And then I'll be free to go live my life, you know, or they'll love me and oh my gosh, I'll have that type of person chose me. They didn't choose their wild or reckless life, or they didn't choose the drugs or the alcohol. I converted them into loving me, you know, I won. And that's kind of us being in our ego, you know, still hurt about it. So kind of in our ego. And for others, people just don't value love that much. And in shadowy Sagittarius, of the Nine of Wands, they can kind of be immature players like, gee, I have an opportunity to go indulge over there. I know. I think my person loves me. I think I can go do that, indulge in that. The moon card talks about it creating an illusion about all of that to confuse people about the truth. And then if that doesn't work out, or when I'm done indulging in that, I'll come back to my partner who's sad that I didn't work with them in a relationship. And I'll come back and offer them that cup of love. And because they love me, I bet they'll be willing to get back in a relationship and defend me again. And we can have a brand new beginning and go back to our relationship. So some of you could have had that happen to you. Some people, there could be people in the world, some people are tempted by someone, but they're in a loving relationship. Those people, you know, are doing the work to act with character and integrity, to make decisions out of love. Why would I possibly be tempted to go indulge in something else that would be hurtful to my partner if I have a loving, supportive, encouraging, warm, enlightened, works cooperatively with me, acts with character and integrity? We have a stable, grounded, nurturing, loving, supportive relationship. Why would I do that? Some of those people right now are deciding I'm not going to go do that. And it might be someone who maybe when the relationship ended, people were unclear about why that relationship ended. Why didn't they want to keep staying in a relationship with me? And for some people, someone from the past isn't trying to tempt them. Someone from their past could have learned lessons in life, and they've learned to love and believe in themselves. And they could have learned the lesson that, gee, when I was in a relationship with you, you were a loving, nurturing, warm person that I probably could have had a really stable, grounded relationship with. But because I hadn't learned to love myself, I could have turned my back on you, and I was tempted to repeat a pattern of the past. And some of the people from the past are listening to their intuition. And if nothing else, I'm going to reach out and apologize to that person. I've grown and matured myself, I'm sorry that, I had lessons learned in the past. And some of the people that they're making that offer to are in a relationship. So, they could be happy that someone illuminated the truth, because it could have bothered them as to why someone who they thought they had a mutually loving relationship with became defensive to them and maybe went and got in a relationship with someone else. And that's a gift in its own right, is to tell people, now that I have gained insight and clarity about why I did what I did, I am clarifying the truth, illuminating the truth. And that could be also what helps set someone free to be more able to work more cooperatively with the people that they're currently in a relationship. And I think, God would bless people for, I don't think purposely reach out to people, maybe if they're in a relationship, but sometimes some people just come across people or Facebook, whatever, and you let them know the truth. For some other people, and it is with the free will that, high vibe people wouldn't be trying to tempt people or manipulate people. It's like my intuition is telling me to let you know what I've learned, the lessons I've learned, to offer like peace to you and accept that you're probably living your life. Now, for some of those people who might have reached out to someone, or you might have someone reach out to you, if it is someone that you really feel like you missed an opportunity with, and if some people are in a relationship where they could kind of be in a relationship with someone, the Queen of Cups facing this direction can be sometimes where we get in a relationship with someone who wants to do life the way we do it. And there's some people in the world, they like to be in relationships with other people who are sad and defensive. Oh, it makes me feel so loving and like I'm such a loving, nurturing person. But I like it to stay right here. I don't want you to heal from your past pain and heartbreak and stand up for yourself. I like you kind of being in that more codependent, needy energy. And if some people realize that the people they're in a relationship with are like that, or the people they're in a relationship with are kind of defensive, haven't dealt with some of their issues from the past, and they want them both to move forward more in pride and ego and stay in the relationship because of money and materialism and status and image, some of those people might be thinking, maybe I should, now that I know the truth, or I've, can just be that they put in work and effort to love themselves, to believe in themselves, to work through their own fears and insecurities, to offer themselves that cup of love to heal from the past pain and heartbreak. And if we do that, that's when we're not drawn and attracted to repeating some old patterns because of past pain and heartbreak. I did the work within myself to heal, to give myself all the things that I wish. That's high vibe Leo. I gave myself all the things that I wish other people would have given me. And because I've healed from my past pain and heartbreak, and I no longer want to be in relationships with people who might offer me things of the world for me to be loving to them in a relationship, where they're kind of emotionally manipulative or prideful or egotistical and secretive and have these illusions about relationships that I'm supposed to keep moving forward with them in a relationship where they don't ever deal with their past issues, but I'm supposed to be loving and I'm supposed to have good boundaries, but they're defensive and they don't have good boundaries to their defensive nature. So we kind of stay stuck in a relationship like this. And it's kind of like the dream never comes into reality because they're unwilling to deal with their issues. For some people, they dealt with their issues and they could have realized, now that I think back on the past, there was some people that, again, maybe were willing to work with me in love, who were intuitive and loving, but because I hadn't learned to love myself, I rejected them. Or because I was defensive, they were defensive to staying in a relationship with me. And now I've learned some lessons in life. And again, it's just having compassion. The more we learn about ourselves and why we've done what we've done in our life, the more we can have compassion for people in our past, even if they were our parents and things like that. Because now we're older and we know, life's more challenging than we thought when we were kids. And people have duties and obligations and they're in their relationships and it's confusing. And, everybody has their own fears and, everybody's doing this like spiritual warfare within themselves. And some people didn't, they got themselves in relationships where they had to focus more of their attention on the people they were in relationships with who maybe ignored love and were kind of defensive or immature or prideful or stubborn. And but you want to keep the relationship going. So sometimes with the Sun card, you can look at that as like the children in the foundation can kind of feel like they had people turn their back to them and they didn't get all the attention and encouragement and support they would have liked to have had in a relationship. But, life isn't perfect, and the people we grew up with had their own issues dealing with their own partners and had their issues, and had their own past pain and heartbreak to deal with that they maybe didn't deal with and hadn't learned to love themselves. So, when you've really lived some life, eventually I think you can get to where it's not to say that the way anybody, forgiving them isn't saying it's okay what you did. It's just, I offer love and compassion to it. Love and compassion is what helps us heal. It's the truth. It's the answer. And then we can let them go in peace. I accept that you were where you were at, that you had your own issues. I had my own issues, blah, blah, blah. And now I am someone who's not a child anymore. I've grown up. And now I can take this action within my own foundation to make the free will choice to love myself, to be my own best mother, father, coach voice in my own head. And I choose love. And I choose to align with love and compassion and forgiveness so that in the Scorpio death card, which Scorpio is like our deep emotional connections we have with people, just like the Queen of Cups, I can let go of the past, emotionally detach, to transform my life and give birth to something new and go on a new journey. Because in my Capricorn energy that I harness, regardless of what zodiac sign I am, I have learned these lessons in life, and I have learned to love my own worldly nature so I can grow and mature myself and feel like stable and grounded within myself. And I'm going to take stable, grounded, nurturing action in my own life towards me and towards the people I choose to be in relationship with. And if I'm in relationship with people and I have new beginnings with people, and I'm hopeful and believing we're all going to move forward, listening to our intuition and love, and then I kind of realize that the other person kind of wants to stay in a relationship like this, either where you don't continue to grow and mature yourself and be a creative, inspired person in the world because they just wanted someone to be in a relationship with that views them as loving, but they don't plan to be more authentic in the world or deal with their fears and insecurities in their foundation, so they don't want you to either. Or you end up realizing, oh, you don't really do love? You're kind of defensive to love? Yeah, I've been in relationships with people like that. I wish you peace. I wish you peace, but I'm moving on to find the people in the world who have done the work to free themselves from their past pain and heartbreak and their fears and their insecurities and their emotionally defensive nature. I've been illuminated to the truth that my divine inheritance is being in relationships with other people who have learned some of the same lessons I have, that it is about offering love to the regrets of the past, to be inspired to wrap your brain around this game of life so you don't stay here and not go live the life of your dreams. We're here to live the life of our dreams, but we got to see the truth. We have to see the truth when other people might be more invested in their ego and aligned with their ego or their defensive nature or their manipulative nature, or it's supposed to be all about me nature. And they hide their more hopeful, believing nature. That gets buried beneath the surface. But they create the illusion that they're willing to move forward in love. So people who might be sad that a relationship didn't work out for them will emotionally invest in them and love them. It's like, oh, perfect. I was looking for like a mother energy, whether you're male or female. I was looking for someone to come in and love me because I'm defensive to loving myself. You do the work. You love me. And I get to keep staying sad about the relationships in my past that didn't work out, that make me defensive to you. Well, that's not a just and fair relationship, right? So then eventually people realize I need to stand up for myself. And for some people in their Sagittarius energy, some of their life experience have all been about learning this lesson and to learn to be inspired to love yourself and stand up for yourself and be illuminated to the truth that maybe I was repeating a pattern. You know, and we all repeat patterns and ways of living our life until there's nothing new to learn there in the death card. If people aren't willing to invest in going on a new journey, to keep facing their fears and their insecurities, to keep listening to their intuition when things have become stagnant and dead, there's nothing new to learn here, and go on a new journey like together, well then, I don't want to stay in non-life-giving energy in a relationship with someone who loves never growing and maturing themselves, never dealing with their past pain and heartbreak. I want to go on all the journeys of life to learn all these lessons. I want to grow to my full potential. I want to face my fears and insecurities and put myself out there. and challenge myself to go to the next level in life, you know, because otherwise you're like somebody who, you know, got to age 18, got a job, learned how to drive, moved out of home, and then they never do life any differently. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I gotta stay in this job forever. I can't possibly go get another job. That's scary. Oh no, can't do that. No, never done that before. No, that's outside my comfort zone. You know, and just to grow and mature ourselves to, you know, because life is all about, you know, we have layers and layers to our worldly nature. And when we move to the next level of life, it'll all start out great. And then there'll be things that'll come up that cause us some fears, some insecurities, some self-limiting beliefs. And then we'll kind of sit in our comfort zone. And then some people don't like kind of having some of those fears and those insecurities. And eventually they want to let go of that. I want to conquer and overcome it. I am inspired not to be sad that I didn't love myself enough to be bold and brave and confident. And then they move forward. But some people are defensive to that because for some, they have to be more authentic in the world, like shine their light in the world. And some people like to conform to the world. They're defensive. They're kind of in their ego. What if I were to really go live my life the way I want to live it? What if I really shine my light in the world? What if, you know, just what if I was vulnerable and authentic? And what if I get in a relationship and it ends and I'll feel like a fool? Well, would you rather stay where you are unhappy than take a risk? You know, you can't have miracles kind of happen in your life if you're never willing to take a risk. Maybe it'll turn out wonderful. You know, kind of reminds me, you could apply this to a job because I just kind of recently had that happen. If you invested in like a job thinking, oh, this is going to be a great new job, and you go get in that relationship, and of course initially they present it as like, oh, we're just so loving and supportive and blah blah blah, but they're hiding that they kind of have these illusions about what it means to work with people in a workplace. And then once you invest and you get in the job, then it's like, oh, by the way, I'm kind of defensive and maybe kind of bossy and controlling and immature and indulgent, and everybody's supposed to look to me for everything. And because I don't think you'll love and believe in yourself to go get a different job, basically you're going to be trapped here in a little bit of hell with me. And some people said, screw that. And it's like, I do love and believe in myself. And even if this job was something I thought I was going to love and it had all the things of the world that I thought I wanted, no. I'm not going to stay in a workplace with someone who harnesses shadowy Capricorn energy, regardless of what zodiac sign they are, where they're kind of bossy and controlling and manipulative and selfish or greedy or really materialistically, and they think I'm a fool for that too, and that I'll just stay there in non-life-giving energy. And shadowy Scorpio can be people who like to keep their emotions buried beneath the surface too, even though they're a water sign energy, you know, because we either are listening to our heart and intuition to guide us, or we think, I get hurt doing that. I think I'm going to live more from my mind and keep my emotions buried beneath the surface. And they're emotionally shallow and superficial. And just like that can happen and intimidating and controlling, and like a private detective, and possibly narcissistic. All shadowy traits of Scorpio. Because if you're not letting your love and intuition to guide you, yeah, what are the emotions and thoughts that are guiding you? Probably fear, insecurity, ego. And some people thought you would not be willing to invest in learning the lesson you're meant to learn, to listen to your intuition, to face your own fears and insecurities, that even though you were sad, I'm going to love myself and stand up for myself to have a brand new beginning. And I'm going to detach from those people who thought I was a fool. And I'm going to go invest in a brand new job, relationship, friendship The King and Queen of Pentacles are people who are like good employees, good business owners, good managers, good supervisors, and they're also the only marrieds through the deck. There could be some people right now that are in a relationship with people and they want them to stop being defensive and get in a commitment with them. If those people and both people think that the people they're in relationship with are loving and authentic and brave and warm and mature, those people might go ahead and do that now. If some people are like, my intuition tells me that you might be more motivated by ego and image and money and materialism, and I think if I do that, I will regret that decision. Some of those people are standing up to the people in their life who are trying to get them to get in a more committed or a marriage with them. And then there's some people in the world, shadowy energy can be people who are codependent and they're not willing to stand up for themselves and they haven't learned to love and believe in themselves. And they could have people in their life who they have a deep emotional connection with. Could be a Scorpio, could be a mother figure, could just be someone who they have a deep emotional connection with. And those people in their life don't want them to go live their authentic life because they don't live their authentic life. I want you to stay back here. I don't care that you're sad. As long as you, in my shadowy energy, someone could be in a relationship with someone like this in their life. They are invested in this person in their life, maybe a Leo, and that person kind of in their way, but you know, there's some things hidden about it, you know, because there's people in the world who don't want to see the truth of their own foundation. Well, I am kind of manipulative. Well, I kind of live my life this way. I don't want you to go live the life of your dreams because that'll bother me. I like feeling like I have control over you. It makes me feel powerful. I don't want you to go with those loving people in your life because they bother me. You know, I'm kind of in my ego about them. They seem to be more free than I am. They seem to be more free from all the things that enslave and imprison me, so I don't like them. I don't want you to move forward with those people. You should stay here, honey. And for some of those people, you know, it's not to blame the other woman, the other man, or the other people in their life, because other people wouldn't let those people, once they become like adults, you know, if they didn't kind of align with that themselves. Some people are defensive to love anyway because they don't believe that they'll work out. And that's why those people, the people in their life, just kind of represent kind of their own shadowy nature in human form. If they weren't aligned with that type of energy, they'd go align with the more loving, warm, stable, grounded. But if they were to go forward with those people, they have to put an end to their kind of more immature nature and they'd have to grow up. And then it's kind of an excuse for these people. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so sad. Yes, you know, they didn't want me to go do this, so I didn't. So be sure when you listen to people, if anybody approaches you and wants to have a new beginning with you, are they taking responsibility for, we all stay in relationships and, you know, we got to take responsibility for our own reasons why we got in those relationships, why we stayed in those relationships. People can be whatever way they want. And I mean, it might be a different story, you know, if we were talking about abuse and stuff like that, you know, that is a whole level dynamic above this tarot card reading, But in general, we can just have people in our life who are kind of bossy or controlling or manipulative. We love them. They do have love for us, but they don't really want us to do better than them. And sometimes you can get in relationships with people and your partner doesn't want you to shine so bright because they might not like you listening to your intuition and having a belief in a higher truth and justice than what they love and what they think is just and fair. Because again, it kind of irritates their demons that you adhere to a higher truth and justice, and they might make their life more about being defensive in the world and making their life more about money and materialism and status and ego, and it kind of makes them feel bad that you aren't enslaved to those same things like they are. And if people don't want to see the truth of their own foundation, if they don't want to see the truth about the people in their life that they hang out with, until they are willing to see the truth, they're going to keep turning their back on the truth and aligning with their more loving, hopeful, believing nature and taking action in truth, standing up for themselves. And they're going to repeat this pattern until they get sick of being in hell, basically, and decide, I can't keep doing this. But some of them, they're all caught up in the fear or their ego or this illusion about what it means to be in a relationship. And part of them, the illusion they have about a relationship, is that it should be all about me. And I should be able to be an immature player. And I should be able to manipulate people. And people should view me as loving. I'm amazing. And then they get in relationships and they think, I don't have to put an end to more of my more immature or bossy or controlling or manipulative ways of being. I'm in a relationship. Isn't that what you wanted? It's what I wanted. And this is my idea of the perfect relationship. What? You had a different idea? Well, that's weird. I always thought of it like this. People can just have their own ideas of their dream relationship. Some it was money, some it's ego, some it definitely wasn't love, certainly wasn't being more authentic and vulnerable in the world. I get hurt doing that, and some of them don't want to see the truth of any of this about themselves. They want to keep moving forward, shining bright in the world of how wonderful and successful they are. And they're going to get in a relationship where no one takes any risks. It's all about doing the same thing we've always done. Let's make our life about the money and the materialism and the status and the image, and you stay in this job or you stay in this relationship or this marriage, and it'll be great. Look how wonderful it looks to the world. And part of it is because we're defensive, because relationships didn't work out in the past and we haven't healed from it, so we really don't trust love. So we're looking for other people in the world who are sad and defensive so we can get in a relationship with them and move forward with this illusion of look how wonderful it is. And neither one of us are bold and brave and confident. Neither one of us have healed. But by worldly standards, we look like we have the picture perfect life. But we're still imprisoned to all the same old things we've been imprisoned to all our life because we refuse and are defensive to seeing the truth. So we're going to keep living this life of illusion. And so if any of you have people come towards you, or as you move forward, you meet new people, just remember we live in a world of duality and you have free will. How can you have free will if you don't have at least two choices? So I would say there is a high possibility that if you have some people from your, maybe one can be from your past, one could be someone you meet. Someone from your past could harness, be more aligned with their worldly nature, be emotionally manipulative and secretive. If you know someone like that, well, then you know who I'm talking about. Or it could be someone from your past who is more bold and brave and confident, who listens to their intuition, who is motivated by love. And the people in your future, you might meet someone who could be very full of themselves. They could have a lot of stability, security, status, and image. But they aren't very inspired to do anything different in life. They could be a very worldly focused. And then you could meet other people who are done making their life about that. And even though they might have the stability and security, they're actually people who act with character and integrity, who are very warm and loving. So as you meet people or people approach you from your past or your future, listen to your intuition about who's who. Because if you haven't learned the lessons you're meant to learn, and you get caught up in the illusion, and you're kind of defensive of believing in your dreams, then you'll repeat an old pattern. And then you'll be illuminated to the truth that I need to stop this. I learned some valuable lessons. I'm going to take those lessons and I'm going to go through this again. And if you listen to your intuition to guide you, not your fear, not your insecurity, not your past pain and heartbreak, not your defensiveness to your dreams, but listen to your intuition and stand up for what you believe in, then you might get in a new job or relationship that's very stable and grounded and nurturing. What we align with within ourself is what we're going to manifest in our life. So if we align and keep aligning with our intuitive, loving nature, or if we align with our more fearful, insecure nature, that's what we're aligning with and what will manifest. What's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Sagittarius energy that they might not see coming? The Tower card. Because of love. Well, I think for the people who might be in a job or relationship where their intuition is telling them not to move forward with those people, they've seen the truth. The Tower is like something happens where you just can't ignore the truth anymore. Oh my gosh, these people aren't who they said they are. These people are trying to manipulate me. These people are self-centered or materialistic. These people are trying to intimidate and control me, or they're emotionally shallow, and they see the truth that it's about love. For the people who might have gained some insight and understanding that helped them heal from the past, those people could see the truth of something that was hurtful in their past, and it's freed them to move forward in a more loving way in their life and in their relationships. For some of those other people, though, who might have been illuminated to the truth, and they kind of realized that because of this past pain and heartbreak, that they hadn't understood why some things had happened in their life, and someone does reveal the truth, for some of those people, it could make them let go of some unstable relationships that they've been in, maybe because of their fear of being hurt again, to see that it's about love. And if that's to reconcile with some people in life, or some of the people who are seeing some of you people move forward, they could have been like, I thought I was done taking a leap of faith in love. I swore I was never going to get in another relationship or another marriage. Some of those people seeing some of you other people coming up in the world will be like, shit, this is someone who has done the work. So you wouldn't be like my ex, who was like selfish and greedy and prideful and manipulative and secretive and blah, blah, blah. You're really warm and loving and, work cooperatively with people and you're emotionally mature. Shit. I'm not going to make my life about money anymore. We all put in work and effort to have stability and security in our life. That's not going to be my primary focus. I'm going to do love. So, and just like if that's you, then that's you, What's coming up? So I think there will be, for some people, an end to a relationship. I think for other people, another way this could be is finally, it takes time to emotionally detach, and that's what the Scorpio Death card talks about. We do have these deep connections with people, and if people did things that were hurtful, unkind, being defensive, seeming to be manipulative, seeming to create illusion or be emotionally confused people. You know, if we keep offering love and compassion to the situation so we can heal, then eventually we're able to completely detach and move forward. And that's the Scorpio death card. You know what? I'm no longer kind of in my ego about it. I'm ready to move on. And it takes time. And others of you, yeah, so it's just like being set free in one way or another. And some people could be illuminating the truth of who they really want to be in a relationship with, good or bad. It just depends on, are they wanting to work with the high vibe people or the shadowy people or more worldly focused people? And then what is the truth of their foundation? Some of the people who are in shadowy energy think, well, that didn't work out, or they went and got in a relationship with someone who's like themselves and thought it'd be perfect. Oh, are you more ego focused, image focused? Me too. Let's get in a relationship. And then it's like, huh, you're really not that loving and warm, are you? You know, I wasn't that loving and warm in my last relationship, but my partner was. Maybe I can go find someone like that again. And some of those people have tried to get in some new relationships, but they haven't grown and matured themselves. They're still investing in their ego, and they still have this illusion about relationships. For some of those people that have been trying to have a new beginning in a relationship, for some of those, it won't work out. Because other people have realized that this person can be all about themselves. And some people could realize that maybe the only reason this person wants to be in a relationship with me is because of ego or image or whatever. And I don't want to be in a relationship with someone for that reason. And for other people, they'll let go of having an opportunity to have a stable foundation based on love. And some people get in a new relationship. And if they're shadowy and they get in a relationship with another like loving, nurturing person, this whole pattern is going to repeat itself. If they get in a relationship with someone like themselves, well, so long as they're willing to be maybe in an emotionally shallow, superficial relationship for status and image and money, they might stay in it. It's just an unstable foundation. It isn't because of love. But, you would see the truth of it. What's going on and what's coming up. But I think the high vibe people, every day we choose to love and believe in ourselves is a day that we're detaching from that old foundation and moving closer to our end goal. Tell us about what's coming up for the people who are in some shadowy Sagittarius energy that they might not see coming. The Chariot, because of the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Well, for one, what I don't think they see coming is that the people who did love themselves, the Chariot card is like Cancer energy, and which is about love and home and family and within yourself, getting emotionally balanced and being the driver's seat of their life. Those people are going to be happy being independent of the shadowy people in their life because they've done the work in their Virgo energy and offered love to themselves and the whole situation to be free. And High Vibe Virgo is about being independent in the world, knowing your worth and value. I gave myself all the things I wish other people would have given me. I'm happy within me, and I'm going to move forward in long-term relationships with other people who have done that same work. And some of the shadowy people might have thought that if they did these defensive, ignoring love, shadowy ways of being, that the loving people in their life would keep staying focused on them and wanting to keep having new beginnings with them. And for some of those people, they're going to be surprised because the loving people in their life are going to ride away. The Chariot talks about fast movement forward. And they're going to be happy being single from them. And they're maybe going to move towards other people who know their worth and value and align with truth and love. And they didn't see that coming. Another thing they might not see coming is there might be someone who does want to have a victory with them. That's also what the Chariot card talks about. There might be someone who wants to work with them and wants to invest in them. Because they could be happy this person is single and has money. It's like, yeah, I want to be in a relationship with you. But the only reason they might present themselves as harnessing high vibe Cancer energy, they don't have to be a Cancer sun sign, but it's really more an illusion they present to the world. Some of them just want to indulge in a relationship, but they still want to stay single. But I'm willing to indulge in a relationship, you know, hey, you shine bright in the world, it's good for my ego and my image. And watch out. Well, I guess I wouldn't have... Well, shadowy people could come towards some of you because they could view you as being someone, hey, I could go look victorious if I went and got in a relationship with them. But what they don't see coming is you're not willing to get in a relationship for superficial reasons. You're doing love. So they can come present themselves as being a loving person. Like they're happy being single and they're independent. But if you get to know them and listen to your intuition and have good boundaries about having a new beginning with them, the wands can talk about communication, really getting to know someone to figure out where they are in this storyline. Have you dealt with your past pain and heartbreaks? Were you in a relationship with someone who's loving, but, you know, if you want to go work it out with them, you should go work it out with them. I'm going to stop you from being a fool. If you had a loving relationship, go get in that loving relationship. You know, don't ignore love. Love yourself. Go believe in yourself. Heal. You know, and if there's someone who's defensive or a player or manipulative or secretive, I think you'll wish them peace and you'll move on. But I think the shadowy people might have some people who are willing to get in a relationship because with the Queen of Wands and the Sun and the King of Cups and the Hierophant, I mean, people in the world can look, you know, to other people in their world, where whatever their strata in life, hey, you look more stable and grounded than me. You look more victorious and successful than me, or it'd be good for my ego and image to get in a relationship with you. There's always going to be those type of people. And the high vibe people want us to love and believe in ourselves and grow to our full potential. The other people want to stop us from having those new beginnings, and they want us to focus back on them again. Aren't you sad that relationship didn't work out before when I was defensive to you? It's like, I offered love to the situation. I've put it behind me. I've moved on. I wish you peace. I hope it works out for you. You know, I mean, we don't want to operate out of ego, but I think for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, I have no interest in going back to being in a relationship with you because you are the exact same person you were before. And you thought you were going to be victorious and successful, being happy, being single. But when you don't know how to love yourself, it can be kind of, I mean, you know, if you at least know how to fill your own cup emotionally and know how to just enjoy life, even if you're not in a relationship with someone, between friends and family and whatever else you like to do, you can go on in your life and still be very stable and grounded. And you probably do things that inspire you and motivate you and educate you to feel more stable and grounded as you go. And they refuse to do that. So they're defensive and maybe in their ego looking to get in a relationship because the people they keep taking risks to go get in relationships with, not healing, those ones didn't work out, and you're just the next person or coming back to you because you were loving and nurturing. It's like, no, been there, done that. Wash my hands of that. Wish you peace. So there you go, Sagittarius. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.